Kutztown Live. Kutztown University campus's campus and community interest radio magazine. You can call Kutztown Live at 610-683-4859. And now, your host for Kutztown Live, Juliana Jablonski. And good afternoon, Mike here on Kutztown Live. Obviously, I am not Juliana Jablonski. I am your host during the summer here of Kutztown Live, where during the regular semester we do it, every week, Tuesdays from 3 until 4, but during the summertime we make it a once-a-month special, and you can guarantee that because of that, it's plenty of time to prepare for some great programming. This hour we have a number of great things coming up a little later in this half hour at about 3:20 or so. We're going to have Stephanie Casado, the Temporary Veterans Services Coordinator here at KU, to discuss upcoming programs in the Veterans Services side of our university. And then at about 3:30, kind of dovetailing off that, a pre-recorded interview that we did with Tatiana Alvarez a few months back. She's a KU alum, discussing why she chose KU and how KU helped prepare her for the future through her work in the Office of Veterans Services here at KU. So, very interesting show coming up. But first, the main highlight of this particular show when we do it is our Northeastern Berks County Chamber of Commerce segment with Lori. And Lori is going to be here in a few moments to discuss some updates with the Chamber and introduce her special guest of the month. So good afternoon, Lori, and how is your summer going?
Hi, Mike. I'm doing great. Yeah. The Chamber does not take a vacation. I can assure you of that. We're very busy at the office planning not only for our schedule of fall educational programs and events and networking activities for members, but we also have a number of events during the summer. And let me say that tomorrow, between 5 and 7 o'clock, we are happy to conduct a ribbon cutting and a grand reopening event for Fleetwood Bank. And that's very exciting. That ribbon cutting will be held at 5:30 with a number of chamber members, members of the community, and certainly local dignitaries. So we're looking forward to that. Coming up also on our summer schedule, on August 27th, which is a Sunday, at First Energy Stadium, we will be hosting our annual Chamber Day. And the Reading Fight and Phils will be playing the Harrisburg Senators at 5:05 p.m., and we will have members and sponsors out there on the field that day. Also coming up in September, on September 28th, will be our 4th annual Shining Star Awards. Right now we have early bird reservations and nominations are open. All of this information can be found at www.northeastberkschamber.com. If you ever need to reserve a space, find out details about an event, or see what's coming up on the calendar, that is the site for you. Coming up in October, I just want to mention this because we have a deadline in September. We will participate for a second consecutive year at the Lehigh Valley Business Expo in Allentown at the Ag Hall. And we're very excited about being part of the small business section of that very popular event that's been going on for well over 20 years. So that's what's coming up on our schedule. Again, you can contact us at the office at 610-683-8860 or visit northeastberkschamber.com. Now for our guest today, we have a new member. His name is Todd Klinger. Todd is the Vice President of Integrity Services and Solutions in Leesport. And his firm joined the Chamber in May, just about 2 months ago. And so he's going to share information with us today about both his insurance and HR services. Todd, welcome to the program.
Hello, Lori. Thank you very much. And also a big thank you to Mike for having me here today.
It's an honor to have you here.
We are Integrity Services and Solutions. The company is owned by my wife and I. Diane Shepler is our president. We were established in 2004 by Diane Shepler. We're located in Suite 204 of the Schoolside Plaza building in Leesport. Primarily, we are an employee benefit company, also providing human resources. We work mostly with business-to-business, company owners themselves, company management, and their HR staff if present. Some of the services we provide are reviewing, creating, benchmarking benefit packages, helping to set up HRAs, FSAs, 125 plans, etc. On the HR support side, we can support your HR staff, or we can provide a full service HR needs, whatever your choice may be. One of the additions that we do to that would be business owner succession and exit strategies. We help business owners plan and implement strategic planning for the setup of their succession or exit if they so wish. On the individual side, we do have an agent that specializes in the individual market. At this time, not in the under 65 health market, but we do get into the life, disability, long-term care, and Medicare strategic planning for individuals that way. We're a boutique company by design. We feel we have big tools and lots of technology to handle clients in the very small to the mid and upper mid-size company, up to maybe 200, 250 employees. We do stretch above that on rare instances. However, we would want to be sure that we are suited to handle a company of that size, should they so wish.
Todd, what would you say are some of the biggest challenges in HR and providing HR services to companies, especially smaller companies?
I would say probably some of the biggest challenges, and this is no offense to any company owners, they need HR, they are most times out of compliance, but it's them having the time to create that compliance and put those programs in place. So a lot of times, Diane runs the HR division in our company, and a lot of times when she comes in, she can help to support that and actually complete those tasks for them should they wish, or give them a list of tasks that they can complete within their office themselves.
I think even a simple task, and maybe it's not simple, of updating an employee handbook. I mean, that's such an essential part of, training new employees.
Yes, it is. Employee handbooks, we have seen too much in employee handbooks and not enough in employee handbooks. It's a fine line of enough. It's a fine line of locking yourself in or locking yourself out. So it's very important to have a good basic handbook with a lot of nice policies around that handbook.
Mm-hmm. I think it's probably a benefit, too, to contract the HR services and really to have somebody who's unbiased, not working inside the company necessarily.
That is a great point. Our HR staff is totally unbiased. So when they come in, they do not pick sides on the employer side or the employee side. They will absolutely look at the situation on both sides, do the interviews, fact-finding, and then come back to the employer with the results on what they feel should be the proper response.
How many businesses did you say that you work with?
I'm not exactly sure of the total group count, but we work in a lot of sectors. We have the construction sector, manufacturing, we have banks, we have wholesale companies.
And are they primarily local based or national or a little bit of both?
I would say we work approximately in 100-mile radius around
100-mile radius?
Berks County area. We are stretching into the New Jersey area now a little bit, and also into the Delaware state just recently here.
Okay. Do you have a website that you would like to promote to anybody who is interested in talking to you for your assistance?
Absolutely. Thank you, Mike. It would be www.integrityservicesandsolutions.com. The and is spelled out A-N-D as well.
Lori, did you have any other thoughts you wanted to share?
I just had one final comment, and that is as part of our program planning for the fall, I'm currently working on a working lunch program in October. We don't have a firm date yet, but I know that Todd will be part of that panel, and we'll also be speaking to an attorney and a financial planner. So that'll be something for members and also anyone in the community who may be interested in that topic.
Okay, very good.
You.
Well, I want to thank you both so much. Todd Klinger, you're the Vice President of Integrity Services and Solutions. Check out your website at integrityservicesandsolutions, all spelled out, .com. And Lori from the Northeast Berks Chamber of Commerce, thanks so much for being a part of our show today.
You're welcome. Thank you, and I'll see you next month.
Next month. We look forward to it.
We're going to be talking about meditation.
Meditation.
Yes.
All right. So stay tuned, folks. Coming up next, Stephanie from Veteran Services.
It's Telescopic Topics, a look into the world above us.
Let's pretend you're cozied up next to a campfire in late November playing Connect the Dots underneath a dark, star-filled sky. If you can find the North Star, you've found the Big Dipper, the most universally recognized fixed cluster in the world. Consisting of 7 stars and resembling a ladle, it spins around the North Star like a Ferris wheel. Throughout history, this constellation alone played a role in societies ranging from the Pawnee Indians, who saw an injured man on a stretcher, all the way to the 19th century helping runaway slaves follow the drinking gourd up north to freedom. It can be traced back to French, Mayan, British, and Chinese cultures, and so on, to connect the people to their natural world. So, just when did we configure these artsy star displays? As we interpret them today, modern-day constellations are derived from Greek culture and symbolic storytelling, but one might say that the ancient Babylonians or Sumerians were the source of these images dating back to 2000 BC. Why? Because there were no constellations in the South Celestial Pole, the area directly north of the South Pole, the same spot where these people would have lived before Earth's precession. If this is the case, then it can be concluded that they were adopted and passed down to Egyptian scholars who spread these imaginary concepts. Now, how come stars look like they're moving slowly through space, you ask? Constellations are divided into 2 groups, the northern and southern hemispheres. As Earth rotates on its tilted axis, making seasons possible, the stars appear to rise in the east and set in the west. We live in the northern hemisphere, making the Big Dipper a circumpolar constellation we can see year-round, meaning it never rises nor sets. Imagine that.
Telescopic Topics, a look into the world above us. Stay tuned to KUR for more telescopic topics, and for more information, or to hear this segment again, click on the Telescopic Topics icon on the KUR website at www.kutztown.edu/KUR. Telescopic Topics is a production of the KU Physical Sciences Department and is recorded by KU astronomy students in the studios of KUR. Thank you for listening, and we'll see you next time.
Are you looking for a job opportunity on Kutztown University's campus? Now is the time to become part of the student experience with Kutztown University's Dining Services. On Wednesday, July 26th, KU Dining Services is hosting a job fair in the South Dining Hall from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. to fill open positions across campus. We're looking for a wide range of talent for our frontline service, culinary, catering, and marketing teams. Positions will include full-time and part-time and span first, second, third, and swing shifts. If you're looking to develop skills in student environment and join the KU community, come see what the opportunities await for you at Kutztown University Dining Services Job Fair in South Dining Hall on Wednesday, July 26th from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. Or apply online by visiting aramark.com/careers and search Kutztown. That's aramark.com/careers.
Are you writing a lab report, a short story, an essay? What about a research paper? Lucky for you, Kutztown University has a writing center. The KU Writing Center provides one-on-one conferences for anyone at KU, from freshmen to grad students, from English majors to future biologists. If you need help starting a paper, we'll brainstorm together. If you already have a draft, we'll provide feedback on focus, organization, development, mechanics, whatever you want.
I always struggle with APA format, and my writing tutor answered all of my questions. They were really helpful.
I finished writing my paper, but I decided to take it over to the Writing Center just to have someone look over it. When I left, I didn't just have a better sounding paper, I learned some great tips on how to improve my writing.
For more information, visit our website at www.kutztown.edu/writing center. Call us at 610-683-4733 or send us an email at writingcenter@kutztown.edu or stop by the Writing Center in room 132 Old Main.
The University Writing Center now has new hours to accommodate more students. Many requests have been received for later and longer afternoon and evening hours. Therefore, the center will now be open Monday through Thursday from 9 to 5, Friday from 10 to 4, and Monday and Wednesday evenings from 6 to 9 p.m.
And back we are here on Kutztown Live, here on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR. That was a great interview a little bit ago with Lori from the Northeast Berks Chamber of Commerce and her special chamber guest of the week, Todd Klinger from Integrity Services and Solutions in Leesport. Just a reminder that all of the interviews that we do here on Kutztown Live are uploaded for podcast at a later time. So if you missed any of these interviews or any of them that are about to come up, just check our website in about 24 hours. We'll have them up there. Just go to kutztown.edu/KUR. Click on podcasts, and you can listen back to whatever you miss here on Kutztown University Radio. We would even do that for some of our music programs as well. All right, it's about 3:18 now on the radio voice, KUR, and it's time to welcome our next guest to the show. Stephanie Casado, she is the Temporary Veterans Services Coordinator here at Kutztown University, and she's here in the studio to discuss some upcoming programs here through the Veterans Services office here at Kutztown University. So, Stephanie, welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me, Mike.
Pleasure to have you here. Okay, give us a little bit of background first about yourself and about the Veterans Services office here at Kutztown University.
Well, first off, I have to say how much of a pleasure it has been to be on board here at Kutztown. I have been filling in for the permanent coordinator, T. Brown, since January. She will be returning off of deployment in October.
Okay.
So I've been trying to hold down the fort for her in the meantime. And I really have had an amazing experience here. I was a student veteran myself. I was in the Navy from 99 to 03.
Okay.
And after getting out of the Navy, I went back to school, and it took me about a good, 10 years to finish up, trying to work full-time, trying to go to school. I was transferring to different schools, so I really understand the challenges there. And all of the schools that I transferred to, I never, ever received the level of services and support that I see here at Kutztown University.
That's fantastic.
So I really feel privileged to be a part of that and making that happen.
So tell us a little bit about the Veterans Services Office. I mean, it's won awards. I mean, some recognitions in the local media. It's something that's not at all campuses. So tell us a little bit about what makes this particular program unique.
Absolutely. The first thing I want to point out that I think is really important and that not all people might be aware of is that even though we call it the Veterans Services Center, it is not just for veterans. It is for all of our military-affiliated students, faculty, and staff on campus.
Mm-hmm.
Now, military-affiliated basically means that it could be a veteran, someone who has either been discharged from the armed forces or retired. It could be someone who is currently serving. They could be active duty. They could be reserves. They could be National Guard. It could be ROTC. It could be a dependent, which would be either a spouse or a child of a military service member. So military affiliated kind of runs the gamut of different things. And our services are for all of those people, not just for veterans. So I just want to make that clear. And when I talk about services, one of the best things that we offer is our actual facility, the Veterans Services Center. It's located in MSU room 262. Definitely stop by if you've never been there. We call it our mini USO, and basically we have a lounge facility where students can really come and hang out and relax during classes. We have a TV, we have couches, we have computer workstations for them to get work done. There's free printing, there's free school supplies for them, and really it's a great place for them just to connect with the other military-affiliated students on campus and just make some really good friends.
Now, where is your center, just for anybody who doesn't know?
It's located in room 262, McFarland Student Union.
Okay.
We do have staff on hand to help out with veterans benefits, and we have a load of both on and off-campus resources to extend to our military-affiliated students.
Fantastic. All right, so now that we have that out of the way, why don't you tell us about some upcoming programs you're focusing on, Stephanie?
Yes, Mike, I'm so glad you asked that.
Mm-hmm.
We have some really, really exceptional things that we're working on for the fall. One of the biggest things that we are implementing is our Get Free Chow contest. which I think you're familiar with, where we have not a very long list, a short list of sort of checkoff items for our military-affiliated students, things that really benefit them, things that they should be doing. For example, making one meeting with a career counselor, attending at least 2 Veteran Center events, 1 military club event. So a couple of things like that. And if they are willing to complete the checkoff sheet, they will be entered to win a free maroon meal pass plan for the spring semester.
That's nice.
Which means that they will have free food for the entire semester. So we're very excited about that. We also have a number of things going on each month. For example, in September, we have our Welcome Back Ice Cream Social. This will be free ice cream and all the fixings out on the MSU lawn. A chance for them to make some new friends, say hello again to old friends, really get to know each other. We will have a little bring a friend, win a prize kind of deal for them to just come and hang out and socialize. We'll have the rock wall up and a bunch of different lawn games. It should be a fun day. Later in September, we have on a Saturday a community service project that we're going to be doing in the morning, followed by a free lunch and then a free golf outing in the afternoon. So that should be a fun day. We also have the introduction of our new monthly Lunch and Learn series. So with that, once a month, we will be holding what we call a Lunch and Learn, where you can come and get free lunch and attend a workshop on various things such as finances, VA benefits, career development, stress management. So that should be really good. And then in October, we have this awesome competition we're calling our Challenge of Champions. And this will be a military-style team competition with physical and mental team challenges that we will be organizing teams both with the military club and some of the other clubs and fraternities and sororities on campus to kind of compete against one another to raise money for their specific charities. If the military club, for example, were to win, that they would be raising money for the Veterans Emergency Fund. So it's nice because it also gives the students a chance to really take part in raising the money and feel like they were a part of it, as well as getting to have a good time and work on the team building.
Great. So that was definitely a lot of information right there. Did I cut you off? I'm sorry.
Oh, no. The last thing I was going to say.
Sounded like you were going to say something else. Yeah.
There is more, but I won't go on and on.
Oh, please.
In November, the biggest thing we have in November is our Veterans Awareness Week, and that's the week leading up to Veterans Day on November 11th. And that's a week where we have something scheduled every day to honor and recognize our servicemen and women and all of our military affiliated. So definitely keep your eyes out for the schedule of events on that.
Do you have a website or a social media presence where, you gave us a lot of information and a lot of dates there where people can get more information about all of these?
Yes, definitely. We do have a website. That's a good point. I didn't write it down. I believe it's KU Military Veteran Services.
Okay.
We also have a Facebook page, which is KU Veteran Services, and a presence on Instagram and Twitter as well.
Very good. What would you say, just final question, Stephanie, what would you say to anybody who thinks that they might, be able to be helped by the Veteran Services Center, but, maybe it doesn't know if you can help, or what would you say to them? Just come on down and visit?
I am really glad that you asked that, because I have to say one of the things I come across the most in my experience with veterans and military affiliated is that they are often the group that is least likely to ask for help.
Really? Why is that, do you think? I guess we're getting into psychology
tough.
now.
Yeah. They're tough and independent, and the point of it is that nobody's going to know what you need unless you ask. You can't be afraid to ask. You can't be afraid to advocate for yourself. It never hurts to ask, even if you're not sure if there's anything that we can do to help or if this is the right services or support for you. It doesn't hurt to ask. I strongly encourage any student to come and talk to us about anything that they might need help with. We are more than happy to help them.
That's great. I want to thank you so much, Stephanie Casado. You're the Temp Veteran Services Coordinator here at KU, right upstairs from the radio station. You didn't even know we were down here, but you do now. And thanks so much. We'll check out your website, and feel free to give us any other program updates you have as the semester goes on, and we'll get them on the air for you.
Thank you so much, Mike.
All right. Thank you so much. Stay tuned. Coming up next, we have an interview, speaking of veteran services, with somebody who has worked at the KU Veteran Services Center as a student, Tatiana Alvarez. We're going to talk with her in a little bit, coming up right next on Kutztown Live.
Can you tell if the leftovers from this dinner party are beginning to grow bacteria that could lead to severe diarrhea, vomiting, and stomach cramps? Listen. Can't, can you? You can't see it either. Make sure your leftovers are as safe as they are delicious. Get them into the refrigerator as soon as possible and transfer them into shallow containers. Spoiled leftovers can make you very sick, or worse. 1 in 6 Americans will get sick from food poisoning this year, and roughly 3,000 will die. But you can keep your family safer by chilling food promptly and properly. Learn more about this and other important information. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov. That's foodsafety.gov. A public service announcement brought to you by the U.S. Department of Agriculture, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services, and the Ad Council.
Back we are here on Kutztown Live on the radio voice, KUR. This has been a great show. If you just tuned in, you missed an interview with Stephanie Casado, the Temp Veteran Services Coordinator here at KU, discussing upcoming programs at the Veteran Services Place. A lot of folks don't realize that we have a Veterans Services Center here on campus, so utilize it. And before that, we spoke with Lori from the Northeast Berks Chamber of Commerce and her guest of the month, Todd Klinger. This is Kutztown Live, a show that you can normally hear every Tuesday from 3 to 4, fall and spring semesters. During the summer, it's on a once-monthly basis, so if you're just tuning in now, you won't hear us again next week, but you'll hear us again in a month. Make sure you like our Kutztown University Radio Facebook page so you can get updates when the next Kutztown Live airs of the summer, and that'll actually be the last summer one before we get into the regular season, when we'll be on every week once again. So that's really awesome, and we look forward to that with our regular host, Juliana Jablonski, returning. Okay, our final interview of the day is kind of dovetailing off of that veteran services topic. Tatiana Alvarez, she's a KU alum. She recently spoke to us as part of an initiative that the Alumni Services here on campus is doing, called I Chose KU, highlighting some alumni that have gone through Kutztown University and talking to them about why they chose KU and how KU has helped prepare them for the world. We spoke with Tatiana a couple of months ago, and we're now airing it live here on Kutztown University Radio first, before it's available online to the public, where you can then go on our website and download the podcast. Here is Tatiana interview talking to me about why she chose KU and how KU helped prepare her for the future through her work at the Office of Veterans Services here at Kutztown University. Hello, we're in the studio right now with Tatiana Alvarez. She graduated, or is graduating, depending on when you're listening to this, in May of 2017 with a major in criminal justice and a minor in psychology and forensic science. What makes Tatiana also interesting is the fact that she is a veteran student, so therefore she's been through the KU Veterans Center here on campus. And we're going to talk to her a little bit now about why she chose KU, how she chose KU, and why she thinks students should consider choosing KU, particularly perhaps veteran students. So welcome, Tatiana.
Hi.
Thanks for being here. Me. Yes. Okay. So tell us a little bit about you.
So I've been in the military for 5 years. I'm in the Pennsylvania National Guard.
Okay.
I'm a 92 Golf, which is a food specialist.
Okay.
And I'm a corporal, soon to be sergeant. At first, when I was growing up, my dad was a KU alumni.
Okay.
So I actually never wanted to come here because my dad went here.
Okay.
And I wanted to go somewhere far. But
Right.
I took one visit here because it was close by. I live at a Reading area, and I came here and I decided it was the place to go, and I actually didn't apply anywhere else.
You know, it's interesting because I've heard that general theme from many other people that I've interviewed in this series of interviews that, you know, they came here and as soon as they were here, it just clicked. How did that work for you? What clicked about KU to you?
I don't know. It was just the day. I walked on campus. It was really beautiful, and it just felt right. There was nothing I can say that was nothing that stood out or anything, like particular one experience. It was just I came here and I was like, this is it. It might have had something to do with I was preparing to go to basic training. I enlisted when I was 17. Okay. So when I came back, previous thoughts of going far away were not really in my mind. I wanted to stay closer to family, and Kutztown being only 30 minutes away for me, and I deciding I wanted to commute, it was a great option, and I came here and it was beautiful, and it just felt right.
Felt right. Wonderful. Okay, so tell us a little bit about the education that you received here at Kutztown University. You're going to be graduating in just a few days. Would you say that the education that you receive here is on par with some of the bigger, more expensive schools?
Yes, I think so. And something that I really like is that every time you're talking to somebody in the department, they're looking to add more things and better their department. I know there's some big things coming up for the criminal justice department, and I'm really excited about it. So they're always constantly changing to get better.
You're the first person I've interviewed that went through the criminal justice department. How is our criminal justice department?
It's pretty good.
Good.
The professors are really easy to work with, and I think they're pretty knowledgeable. So I found it helpful, and they're always open to suggestions from students. So Dr. Krumser, he's my advisor, and he's been great and helpful, and he's always asking for input, and it's really nice to know that your experience and the things you suggest are going to be taken seriously and if possible, be put through. So.
Fantastic. So now let's take it from the veteran perspective. How KU has been receiving recognitions for having such a wonderful veteran center here on campus. How did that help you through your process here?
That's probably the reason why I made it through. I actually was...
Pretty powerful statement there.
Yes.
Yeah.
Being a commuter in the beginning, my first month here, I came here and I liked Kutztown, but I didn't have any connection. People would ask me how Kutztown was, and I'd be like, yeah, it's fine, but I just go there and I leave. But I came in at the perfect timing when the Veteran Services Center was actually being developed, and I met Miss T. Brown. I joined the military club, and I went to one meeting, and I ended up getting a job at the Veteran Services Center, and I was very fortunate enough to be able to be part of the founding of the Veteran Services Center, and I helped develop a lot of the procedures and the ideas and put it together. I've been on my hands and knees measuring where the chairs are going to go and picking out colors. So the Veteran Services Center here on campus made my purpose here in Kutztown, and it's actually one of the biggest, it's the hardest thing to leave. It's been my baby, and it's going to be really hard to walk away from.
So not only did it help you get through, you actually saw it pretty much be born and grow. So that's pretty powerful.
Yeah. I've been in the background, a lot of the programs, and with Miss T. Brown being away, a lot of times we had to work together as a team there to pull through while she wasn't there. That's where I met a lot of my friends and people that I call my brothers. Of course, the military bond that helped make friends while I was there, but also the homey atmosphere that Miss T and I and the rest of our staff put together is really what kept me here. I know I have a place to call home when I'm not home, and it's why I'm here.
So why should students who are veteran students, or really any students for that matter, shopping for colleges, consider Kutztown, or seriously consider Kutztown University?
Because we have a Veteran Services Center. There's a lot of schools out there that aren't fortunate to have one.
Even have one, okay.
And they don't have schools that are as supportive as ours. And while there's always things that we can do to get better and things that we need to work on and improve, the fact that we do have policies in place to protect our veteran students are important. Because there's a lot of times when we have military duties or things that get in the way of us being like normal students. And right now we have things that will protect us and things that will bring us together so that, and training that is conducted so that the campus really has a pretty good understanding on what it means to be a veteran student and the additional responsibilities we have.
Fantastic. So what's fun question? What's in the, where do you see Tatiana Alvarez in 5 years, 10 years? What do you want to do with your life?
Right now, it's a split decision.
Okay.
There's either I'm hoping to get a job in law enforcement and maybe even go up to the DEA. But because of my connection here at Kutztown and the Veteran Services Center, I've also been considering going back to school, possibly here for student affairs, so I can continue and maybe one day be the coordinator of veteran services here at another campus because it means so much to me.
Wow, that's pretty powerful stuff. Well, Tatiana Alvarez, I know you're busy. I won't take much more of your time. I want to thank you so much for joining us. You really hit home with that interview, and I want to thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Okay. Powerhouse couple of interviews right there. Remember, you can listen to these back on Kutztown University Radio website. Tomorrow we'll have them up on our website. Just go to kutztown.edu/KUR and click on podcasts, and you can listen to any of these interviews or any of our programming that we air on Kutztown University Radio. Thanks so much to our guests today, Lori D'Onofrio-Galli from the Northeast Berks Chamber of Commerce, her guest, Todd Klinger from Integrity Services and Solutions in Leesport, Stephanie Casado from the Veterans Services Coordinator here, the Temporary Veterans Services Coordinator here at Kutztown University, and then also thanks to Tatiana Alvarez, KU alum and former grad student in the Office of Veterans Services here at Kutztown University. Thanks so much to all of our guests, and we will join you again next month here on Kutztown Live. Make sure you like our Kutztown University Radio Facebook page for more details on our next guest and when that will air. Thanks so much for listening, and we'll join us again next time. Stay tuned. Coming up, we have more of the Kutztown Radio Diner. Plenty of great music from the 70s and 80s with a touch of the 50s and 60s and a touch of the 90s through today. Coming up at 5 o'clock, our talk hour with a special topic of the day, and then student specialty shows from 6 until midnight. It's all on the docket right here on the radio voice of Kutztown University, KUR. I'll see you back here next time.